your job.
Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello, and welcome to another riveting dollar store drive-in.
We're dock workers now.
I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we're the Newlydeads.
We are very much
Yay.
newly deaded.
We're newly deaded. We are fresh off the Castle Chaos Multicon that we had over the last weekend, which was fun.
That was 3 days of...
2 days.
Well, Friday we had to go out there and
yes,
set up,
but it was 2 days.
3 days
of selling and fun. So sorry if you missed us, but it is over now. But we've got things coming up in the future. So if you're in the Rockford area or Belvedere area, we're going to be doing the Witches Market, which is in
I see what you did there.
October. If this is your first time watching, this is Shaggy. He is one of our familiars.
We do that a lot.
We do. And this is a half-hour-ish show about us going to the dollar store and finding a movie, watching the movie, and then talking to you about said movie.
We also have Bailey, who's behind the camera, running it for us currently.
Yeah, so we record this out of our house, so you'll hear some, panting noises and some whining and slurping and all sorts of stuff.
It's not one of those kind of videos?
No.
It's just the dog who
is
hot because it is hot out.
It's
and
warm
the air
today.
is just turned on.
And he's got a lot of fur.
He's furry.
Yeah.
He's like me.
So say hi, Shaggy. Oh.
Good job.
He put his paw up on me when I said that. He's so smart.
So what we do is we search out films at the Dollar Tree. We ideally try and keep it under $5 for a movie. Obviously there it's $1.25. But if we find something at a garage sale, flea market, if something's donated, or if you watch last week's episode, it is sent to us by the filmmakers themselves. We'll talk about it.
We will.
We will. And on our little excursion to the castle in Oregon, Illinois, we got to hang out with our fellow Tingler mates, Misty from Mistress Malicious from the
Mistress Peace Theater. Yep. Yeah, we met all of the cast. Well, pretty much all the cast.
Monica and David.
Yep.
And Michael, and got to spend time with them. It was a lot of fun, and they did an interview with us. So at some point, you're gonna, if you watch their show, which you should be, you'll see us on there being interviewed talking about this show awkwardly.
Because we're awkward people.
We kind of can be.
I was like, what do we do? I can't even remember what we do for our show because things.
And I was just mugging in the background and trying not to look weird.
Yeah.
But they're so nice. If you get a chance, you absolutely should check out their show. Support them. We've got T-shirts that my lovely wife bought us. And they've been supporting our show. So, it's a big love fest.
Yes. So thank you for interviewing us. We appreciate you.
So what are we watching? What did we watch?
So this week we watched Killer Tattooist.
Because we just got inked not that long ago, and it happened to come up as the randomized film that we were going to watch. We were very excited when we found this in the store. We were very excited when it was chosen. We were very excited when we decided to watch it and sat down and pushed play on the button. And then
the excitement left. It left the room.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you were really excited to, go on a first date, and when you got there, you got kicked in the, by the person because it turns out they were catfishing you, and then they steal your wallet, and then they push you down a flight of stairs.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say it was like the vacation movie where they go to Wally World and Wally World is closed, and then you want to kidnap the
John
person
Candy.
so you can do the Wally World stuff.
And then you punch the moose in the nose.
Yeah.
And then you ride the roller coaster.
It's like the worst trip ever, and then you get arrested at the end.
Kind of like that too, but in the UK.
Yes, ish.
So we usually read the thing, but do you want to read it and then we'll watch the trailer?
Oh, it's long. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Let's read it, and then you'll watch the trailer, and then we'll talk about the sadness. A series of murders have occurred. The victims found tattooed and skinned. When the police hear a family that was found slaughtered had planned to get tattooed together before disappearing, they send undercover detective Eva to the local tattoo parlors. There, Eva meets Nathan, a charismatic tattooist, not knowing that he's the serial killer that she's been seeking. When the two start dating, Eva has no idea how much danger she's putting herself in and what a horrible end she could face by the hands of the deranged killer tattooist.
Was there anything about the family being killed that I missed that? I don't remember that in the film. Do you?
It was that girl that she had the photo of.
Just the girl?
You remember what? Yeah. There was
the whole family?
Let's show the trailer.
Honk honk. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna... Hold on. Where's the trailer? Oh, it's somewhere. Alright. Show the trailer.
Hi.
Do you have an appointment?
9 girls have gone missing in the last 3 months, in a 20-mile radius.
What's with the cling film?
I like to keep things sanitary.
This young lady, Sophie Roberts. I've got access to all of her social media accounts, emails, browser history, which might help you move a little quicker.
This is skin.
My girlfriend actually had the same tattoo. She went missing. I think you did it.
Yes, he does scarification. Yes, he's a tattoo artist. But he doesn't tick all the boxes.
You can scream as loud as you like, but nobody's going to hear you.
And we're back. I'm sure Mr. Newlydead over here threw some fun little nuggets of weirdness in that trailer, as he likes to do.
I mean...
He likes to play around with the creativity of the trailer.
But...
Yeah. There's a lot of problems with this movie. A lot. It is extremely slow-paced. It is... what is the right word? Out of order in a bad way, right? So it's not like out of order like
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, right? I was going to say.
Memento.
Yeah. Right. Where it makes sense and like you're seeing things that make sense. This is all over the place. It's the most chaotic, slow, chaotic film that I've ever watched. It was very difficult to pay attention.
It's kind of like if you played Monopoly in reverse on a train going down a steep hill and you were drunk. I don't know. Okay, so first of all, this whole thing with the family being killed, we kind of talked about it over the break when the trailer was playing, and we don't remember that happening.
There's no family that was on their way to get tattooed and got kidnapped.
And what family gets together to go? I mean, sure, we go to get tattooed together, and yes, we're a family technically, but I mean, the way that they make that sound, they make it sound like it's, you know, like mom, dad, and the kids are all going to get inked, which probably happens somewhere, but it's not very common, I don't think.
I mean, I've seen families at a tattoo shop or whatever, but usually like one person's getting their ear pierced and the other one might be like there for support, you know.
Seen that before.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it was the two girls that they kind of focused the main story on. I don't know.
There's a lot of flashing around, like flashback, but not really sure if it's a flashback or if it's a flash forward, and like you are
if it's just a lens flare.
You're so bored that you don't care.
Yeah, I can honestly say, and this is not something I say very often, I always try to find... Goodness, Shaggy just had a little bit of a hack there. Just like the filmmaker. Anyway, I rarely, if ever, have said in a film, I try to find something positive. That within the first, I'd say 10 minutes, I legitimately wanted to turn it off, and I did not want to watch the rest, and it was an hour and 47 minutes long.
It was very, very mind-numbing.
So let's cover a little bit of the
crap.
Wow, what do we want to call it? The masterminds behind this film?
No,
right. That's not right. Well, first of all, it's also known as Skinned. So if you look it up on the Internet Movie Database, it comes up as Skinned with 3.4 out of 10.
It's not an ITN movie.
It is not. That's one thing. I think they were like, no, we don't want this. And they took their name away as far away from possible as they could.
They should.
So the director was Terry Lee Coker, who is known for the Auschwitz trilogy. And I'm calling it that because he made 3 films about Auschwitz. I'm not saying it because I think they are tied together. And I didn't write down each individual name, but if you look up his name, you'll find out. You can go watch him if you want. I don't know if they're any good. The writer was Terry Lee Coker and I assume his brother, Bradley Coker, who Bradley is known for writing 6 episodes of a show called Stein, S-T-I-N-E, as well as 2, not all 3, 2 of the Auschwitz trilogy films.
And it is produced by Courtney Coker, Terry Lee Coker, and Bradley Coker.
There you go. So it's there. Maybe the Coker family is the one that was going to get tattooed. The actors in it, I'll just mention the 2 primary actors, which the man in the film playing Nathaniel was Lewis Kirk. He had a very small role in the Les Miserables film. He had a small role in Maleficent 2. And he was in one of the Auschwitz movies.
Yeah.
Nolene Comiskey, who played the female cop, DI, she was in 2 of the Auschwitz movies and has done a lot of TV. And that's all I'm going to say about the people in it. Because that's really primarily, other than the Stanley the Croc, or the Stanley the Alligator.
Yeah, there's also a Rita Coker in here.
It really is a family affair. The Coker family is all about filmmaking.
Now I'm all like looking for all the Cokers.
That's a lot of coke.
That's a lot of Cokers.
Yeah, Stanley the Alligator was the most interesting character in the film. So, all right, well, we've already mentioned how incredibly slow and how poorly plotted and painful it was to watch. The dentist office, I meant to say the tattoo parlor.
It seemed like a dentist office.
Looked like a dentist's office.
Kind of.
Upstairs.
Kind of.
Somehow attached to like a mall zoo.
But not.
But not, right. It was like a dentist office, zoo, mall,
You
tattoo
keep
parlor.
seeing weird mall shots every so often. You keep seeing like him going up escalators and like into the mall, but then it like shows up in, like a weird
upstairs tattoo parlor
slash like, but is the basement? I don't know where the alligators came from.
It's like he lives in a mall, but he doesn't. But he has access to the back room of the mall, but he doesn't. And there's like it's not really a full-fledged zoo, but in the basement of the mall, he has access to a room where you can walk in like it's a viewing type situation. There's a couple of alligators that you can go up and you can actually interact with them.
Skink or something. It had like a blue tongue, like skink
lizard,
maybe.
like I think there's a snake or two. It's like an amphibian reptile thing.
Susan.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Nathaniel.
One of them was named Terry, wasn't it?
Oh.
I just
maybe
realized.
They're all named after? Yes, I was named after this film. Named after Coker family people?
No, I mean, but Terry.
That's his mom's name is like Susan, and his dad's name is Stanley.
Oh.
Maybe. But the thing with the animals is he goes and he feeds. Okay, so when he tattoos or he does scarification, he keeps the flesh from his victims.
When he does the scarification.
Or from the scarification. He's got all these little Tupperware things in his fridge with names on it, with just little titiny bits of food. Sometimes there's like a strip or two. Sometimes there's big
skin,
chunks.
not food.
Right. It's all human flesh either way.
Yes, it's not food.
Because he holds these women hostage and he like eats them. But he also feeds the leftover scraps to Stanley, the alligator, and his friends. in the basement of the mall that he apparently
It's so weird.
holds women hostage on the top floor.
It's weird and not in a good way, and and then you don't watch this movie.
No.
I'm just gonna say it right out. Don't watch this movie. We're gonna spoil it for you anyways, because I'm about to say
we're gonna spoil it on purpose.
Yeah, so you don't watch it. There's a point where the main woman she's the cop undercover, and she starts sleeping with him, because that's what you do when you're undercover, I guess.
Who's doing a Russian accent.
Yes. And so she
'Cause she was a
goes to
Russian.
his tattoo shop. It's not in a mall. It's outside.
Yep, I didn't write down the name of the tattoo guy because the guy that owns it is not.
It was called Skin Sorcerer.
Oh yeah, the legendary skin sorcerer, and he's got like a front desk lady.
So she walks in and there's a woman standing there or sitting there at the
She's like the front desk person.
front desk person.
Which tattoo
and so the woman walks in and she's like, "Where's Nathaniel?" or whatever, and they're like, "He's an apprentice and he doesn't work here anymore. He just stopped coming in." And so she's like, "No, this is his tattoo shop."
She's got it from his dad.
Yeah, he inherited it from his dad. None of this is in a backstory, really.
And then this big tattooed burly guy comes
down the stairs. He is the skin sorcerer, and he says, "This is my tattoo shop." Yeah.
He doesn't do that. But.
There's no point in any of that. There's no reason to any of that. Like, why?
I mean, he works there, and he did work there as an apprentice, but he's not got any tattoos, and he's like doing all this stuff like he owns the joint.
And it's not in a mall.
All these women that keep coming in there don't make it home. Like, he's got like, I don't know, 10 Tupperwares full of women chunks. And the woman at the front desk or the guy that he works for, hey, you guys,
Shaggy.
play nice. They're about to start
Shaggy.
being goofing around. Anyway.
Sorry.
They never noticed that the women that are missing, that are probably being, shown on television, were people that came into their shop, all of them. It doesn't make sense. And incidentally, all the tattoos and the scars that he does, you don't see them.
Nope.
They're always covered by something, or they're just out of frame. There's only once where you see it where he licks the woman's arm and he's like, "You taste good." Oh, sorry. That's supposed to be imagine it was an English accent. I mean, I'm speaking English, but you know what I mean.
You taste good.
Yeah, he licks and if you've ever had a fresh tattoo and it's still a little bit, plasma-y, a little blood and whatever, you don't want to lick it. It's ink and all kinds of bodily fluids. And
Not
it's just
good.
like, you taste good. And then there's this whole subplot about the dark web that, this guy's unboxing this stuff that he's getting sent from the dark web. And it seems like some of it is being sent by Nathaniel. And you're like, why is this whole YouTube subplot?
Again, no reason for that.
It just happens. And then they keep playing this song over and over again about being a beautiful monster. Was that what it was?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a song you'd hear when you're trying on pants in Kohl's. And he loves it. And he just keeps playing it over and over again.
You're a beautiful monster.
Something like that.
It was horrible. The whole movie sucked. Even Shaggy agrees. It was better quality film than Mermaid's Curse. But I'm going to say I was more entertained by Mermaid's Curse than I was The Killer Tattooist.
I think that's fair. This looked nicer. It didn't look nice, but it looked nicer.
They really didn't have that many more locations, though. It was in the same... Oh.
Yeah, it was mostly the dental tattoo parlor, office, zoo,
licking my
mall
chair.
thing. And
Stop licking my chair.
the woman's apartment house townhome thing, the DI or whatever that he's boinking on the side, who gets scarification from him when she's undercover, because that's what you do. You get a permanent mark on your body when you're undercover, even if you don't have any other marks on your body. That's what you do. That's right.
Yeah.
Permanent. Scarification, you can't even get that removed.
Yeah.
If you get a tattoo, you can get it removed.
What was the other thing they kept saying? Something about... It was whatever. She did have another tattoo on her arm. What was the thing that they kept saying?
What nourishes you destroys you, or what destroys you nourishes you, something like that. Which, we'll get to that again in a minute. You know what, I know this wasn't a mystery movie, like we knew the whole time who did what, but I kind of felt like it was what I would refer to as a who cares who done it. where
Who cares who done it?
you're watching a mystery movie and you don't really give a crap who the murderer is because
Yeah.
the movie is so bad.
They were trying to
That's-
make it interesting by doing those weird flash around things or whatever, but it didn't work.
And what about the scene where she, again, we're going to spoil it, so don't plan on watching this. When she goes into his place after she realizes that he's a bad guy, and he realizes she's a cop about midway through the film too, so they both know that they're not, who they say they are. She goes to his place. She finds the little Tupperware containers, she's like opening them.
I was waiting for this.
They have the names on them. She opens them. Now, if you're a police officer, the first thing you're going to do when you have evidence is throw it on the floor, right? I mean, you're going to
open all the containers and dump them on the floor
because that's not important.
and mix up everyone's skins.
Because you have them in sealed containers with his
Labeled
fingerprints on
with
them,
names on them.
labeled with names, and there's flesh in it that could be DNA tested. But now you've thrown all of it on the floor and
In a pile.
And when she gets to her, she opens it, and what does she do?
Throws up.
She just vomits all over.
Oh
on
my
top
god,
of-
that's me.
So she throws up on top of all the...
No, she went in the sink to do that, but still,
It would have been better if she threw up on top.
it was bad.
Okay, she didn't throw up on top. But she could have, and I would have believed that that was intentional for the script. But yeah, she then vomits because she finds her fleshy parts. And...
It was very, very, very hard to watch.
it just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. So, okay, so you get all the way through all this garbage, and you're wading through the big piles of dirty Kleenex and diapers to get to the end of the film. And you get to the end of the film, and you find out after he's did he shoot her? Did he stab her? The cop? I don't remember. He thinks she's dead.
You think he beat her up and did he shoot her? He might have shot her.
He did something. She's pretty badly
Wounded.
for all intents and purposes. He thinks she's dead, I think.
All along in the movie, you're seeing him in prison also.
Oh yeah, as he's tattooing a guy telling the story.
Yeah, and so you're like, is this after all this stuff, or is he out of prison now, and now he's like doing this stuff?
It's very...
And then you realize,
confusing.
okay, I think he's telling the story to this guy. And, he's in prison or whatever. So he's, like, telling the story and saying, like, I made this tattoo gun out of all these pieces that these people gave to me as payment for the tattoo that I am about to do on you. And this guy's, like, inked, like, good art
Lots of-
all over his body, like, up here. And then he's got a freaking pen and a little motor that he got from whatever, and made this little makeshift tattoo gun. And so you're like, what is up with the prison part? So then you get to the part where he was just talking about.
Well, there's the twist that we find out that the guy that's doing the dark web videos is bum his brother.
Brother or cousin?
Brother.
I thought he said
Pretty
cousin.
sure. Well, they're related. Either way, I think it's
Dun,
brother.
dun,
She
dun,
thinks it's cousin,
family.
but they're related.
Yeah, family member.
So, not only is he showing these boxes that he opens from the dark web that he's getting from the tattooist who's his family member, which literally links him to all of the crimes if the guy gets caught. Brilliant. Then, they get in the car, they run over, or they kill the main detective girl's boss.
Boss, right.
They run her over. So then, twist again, we come to find out that the dude is in jail, not for the murders. He's in jail because of basically manslaughter for 4 years.
For running over that lady.
For running over the lady, which, incidentally, the main woman... after we find out he's getting out after 4 years, and he's been tattooing in jail, and he's doing his thing, and he's happy, and he's going to go home finally after 4 years, you're like, what the hell just happened? Because we thought maybe he killed the other woman. Well, we're like, how did he get away with it? And they show a couple of shots of his apartment, and there's a bunch of people up there just going over it with a fine-tooth comb, but they couldn't find a single shred of evidence. How is that possible? So
Probably because that idiot threw all of them on the floor, and then he just swept it into a little pile and threw it away.
You might think, but then they cut to the woman, again, time jumps, back after or before he gets caught for the manslaughter, she gets up, she goes into this building where there's a bunch of people in robes.
Oh, right.
And you see on the faces of them some of the people you've seen in the film before that are all part of this cult that start chanting the thing that's tattooed on her arm that she was undercover with the Russian mob, that they forced her to get this tattoo because she was in like a prostitution ring. And they're chanting the same thing that's tattooed on her arm about...
And that he had said.
Yeah, about what never nourishes you destroys you or something like that. And you're like, okay, he got out from 4 years. Where did she go? Because you're like, she would have told everybody what really happened. So you realize this is a flashback to right after he had killed the other lady. And he pops out from the back with his hood on.
No, he showed up.
Oh, he shows up, right.
Because he's out of prison now, so he's like, hey there, cultersons, I'm part of your weird culty cult. And then she's like, surprise! Boom! End.
Fiend. Which, apparently she was knocked out in the back alley of this building for 4 years? I don't know, the time thing is a little confusing because I don't understand what happened, why, when, how, and why. It would have made more sense if she went inside and he shot her, then she would have been disappeared by the cult. They would have cleaned up the crime, so there was no reason for the cops to think he did anything other than the manslaughter charge. Everybody gets away scot-free. Cult goes on to, tattoo people and continue to feed their underwater amphibian zoo for all the members to go with their kids. I don't know.
Are you ready for...
I don't know.
Are you ready to rate it?
Yeah, what are we rating it out of? Razzies?
Alligators?
Poor alligators. They were the only thing worthwhile. Alright. I don't know what else to do but give it... I'm giving it 0. I can't give it anything. There was nothing... It looked sort of nice, but I can't even say that it looked nice enough to give it a...
Yeah, because they kept cutting the weird shots, and I agree.
No stars.
No stars.
No, I'm sorry, no
alligators.
No alligators.
Sorry, Stanley.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
let's refocus.
Let's
regain our energies. And Joel, Mr. Newlydead here, has a suggestion. Instead of watching Killer Tattooist, what do you suggest?
So if you want to see a movie that is much better about cannibalism, that is not necessarily the movie you're thinking I'm going to think of, I would recommend 2022's Fresh, directed by Mimi Cave, starring Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones. It's a Hulu original film. We've watched it. Mm-hmm. You remember it?
No.
Sebastian Stan.
Oh, yes.
Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Where he's luring women and he's keeping them, you know.
That was good.
And eating them slowly. It's kind of dark. It's supposed to be, I think, a little bit comical, maybe, but it is what this wanted to be. And, granted, I don't know that I need to see Fresh again, but I appreciated what it was. I enjoyed watching it. It was a good film. It was well done. And so if you want a better version of it, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then we also are choosing...
Oh, yeah.
For next week.
I gotta reach behind here because we always got to, do some randomization with our friend Google. We have a big box of films that are waiting to be shown that you're not going to know what they are unless you watched our Pick-a-Flicks from our YouTube channel, which you'll see some of them. We've added to it since then. So next week we're going to be watching 2018's
The Summoning.
Also known as Reside. So if you look it up on the Internet Movie Database, you're going to find it under Reside. It's a Taiwanese film. It's the first film we've watched that has subtitles. And we've watched foreign films, that have been... they've all had English. This one is actually the first one we've seen that is not English speakers.
Yeah.
And that is subtitled.
It's got... it says, Conjure the Dead, Evil Will Rise, The Summoning. So on the back of
The plot.
It says, a group of people attempting to communicate with the underworld find themselves in the presence of 3 spirits, a father, a mother, and a child.
Oh.
One by one, the group members are possessed by the spirits, revealing horrifying secrets from the past. Trapped and under attack from these violent entities, only one member of the group may hold the key to exorcising the spirits out of the mansion for good. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Pretty
Exorcising the
creepy.
demons.
Yeah, I'm excited. 99 minutes.
I don't know what the ratings is on it. I just looked up enough to
It
get
says
a
not
little bit
rated.
Of, no, I mean like
Oh.
if it's considered a good film or not.
Right. It's an
'Cause-
ITN.
Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot. I mean, I'm not big on ghosty.
I like ghosty things.
Exorcism type things. There's a few exceptions. The Last Exorcism, and The Exorcist, for example, phenomenal films. But I like a good Taiwanese horror film, so I'm curious to see what we got going on.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you want to find us, you can find us at thenewlydeads.com. It has all of our information. We do sell art on that website as well. We create things. I do custom pyrography. If you want to order something from me, I like making wood burned things with little ghosties and things like that.
And I'm going to say this out loud as a reminder to myself and to do something we talked about. I'm going to throw up a couple of examples of something she's done and something I've done on the screen here, so you can kind of get an idea of what we do.
Yeah.
Because she keeps saying I should do that, because
Yeah.
that way you can check it out even if you don't go to the site and be like, oh, I dig
Exactly.
it, and then go to the site.
So fingers crossed that this movie is better than this week's. And until next week.
Wait, no. Also, if you'd like to, you can reach us at contact at the Newlydeads.com.
You can find that also on our website.
You can find us on YouTube. And there was one other thing I wanted to say before we get to the very last thing, which had to do something to do with what you're talking about with their website and things that we create in pyrography. And I'll be damned if I forgot.
You can also go to Tingler Television and order a shirt.
Oh, that's what it was. Where can they find us if they're watching this video right now?
Oh, they can go into the chat and talk to us.
It's a little late at this point.
And
but
if you watch this and you want to, like next week, you can
go.
always come back next week and chat with us as
yeah,
well.
and if you're watching this next week at the beginning before the new episode, it'll tell you at the end to watch and come into the chat for the new episode. So
Yeah.
we're just throwing it out there because she keeps reminding me, and I for once remembered. So
Yay!
all right, now
All right.
give me the spot.
All right. So until next time.
Keep it cheap and creepy.
Bye.
Go look after your mother and sister.
Where are you going? I'm gonna finish this.